Welcome back, everyone. So we're going to work on a joint freeing series today, and this practice was by George McFall, and I believe I got it from the Alberta Yoga Association long time ago. And it's just what it says. It's just freeing the joints up a little bit, so getting a little movement in the joints. So we'll start with a few breaths, and then we'll move right into it. So you can do this, just to preface, you can do this seated on the floor, you can do this seated in a chair, or you can do this standing, and I'll show it standing. Most people are able to do it standing. Not everybody can get down on the floor. So, but if you want to be on the floor to do this, it's wonderful. It's great to do, especially first thing in the morning, before you get going on your day. Okay, so let's start with a few breaths. So find a comfortable seat or comfortable stance. If you're standing like a mountain stance, feel very nice and stable. Soften, feel your feet on the floor, or your whatever's touching the floor. Feel it ground. Feel energy sort of rebound up through you on the inhale, expanding out. Exhaling, regrounding, releasing. One more breath. Okay, let's try one Om for today. So when you're ready, inhale. Okay, so let's start at the bottom. So we're going to start with our toes. So if you're seated in a chair, you can do the same thing as I'm doing standing. If you're seated on the floor, you're going to probably use your hands to do this. So you're just going to extend, right? Get some extension in the toes. So you're really going into big dorsiflexion plus extending the toes. Good. And then we'll just flip that foot over and we'll do the other side. So now you're pointing right through the toes, getting a big stretch, curling the toes in towards the sole of the foot. Good. And then we'll do the other side. So just getting a stretch in the toes. And I know some people have osteoarthritis or any kind of arthritis. This can be difficult, so just be gentle. And then do the other side, the other way. We do a point, like really curling the toes in towards the sole of the foot. Good. Hopefully you don't feel too much crunching or cracking, like just be gentle. And then we're gonna do the ankles. So point, if you're standing, you can hold a wall or hold the chair or whatever you'd like. But we're gonna point the foot, then we're gonna dorsiflex, pull the toes towards your face. So do that a few times. So if you're seated on the floor, you're gonna have your leg out in front of you or legs out in front of you, whichever feels most stable. Good. And then we'll do the other side. So point, dorsiflex, point, dorsiflex, point, dorsiflex. We'll do everything about 3 times. And then we're gonna, if you're seated, you can do this together, both ankles at the same time. But if you're standing like me, you're going to need to do this 1 foot at a time. So it's we're going to take the foot out to the side, so it's externally rotating, and then turn it inwards, out and in, out and in. And those of us on one leg have to do the other side. Good, pronation, nice. Okay. Release that. Okay, so now we're going to do the knees. So just to think, balancing on the left foot if you're standing, and we're going to take the left knee in towards the chest. Right, just slide it there if you're in the chair on the floor, and then straighten it. Bend it and straighten. Bend it and straighten. We'll do the other side. Balance on the right knee, right foot, the left knee in. So you're tucking it in, and then straighten the leg, in, straighten, in, straighten. Good, and release, and release that again. And so this time we're gonna do the hips. So we're doing the foot, you know, in and out. We're gonna do the hips now. So balance on the left foot if you're standing again, and you're just gonna roll it out. External rotation from the hip joints. The whole hip turns, and then internal rotation, it comes all the way in, and then it rotates out, and then it rotates in, out, in, out. Other side, and again, if you're on the floor or seated, you can do both at the same time, and you get a few more in. Okay, and from there, we're going to swing the leg back and forth a little bit. So standing on the left leg, just go ahead and swing the leg forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. And again, you can hold something. If you're seated, of course, you're not doing this. You're just taking the leg up and then down, up and then down. Okay. So we're going to do some cat-cow here. So you can do this on the chair or the floor. And your legs can be bent or they can be straight, okay? So if you're standing, it's just, all we're doing is a spinal movement, right? So we're exhaling, finding that hissing cat spine, right? So just tucking the tail, tucking the chin, take the arms forward, and as you exhale, it's take it back. So the tail moves back, chest moves forward, good, chin lifts, good, and then again, big cat tilt, and then a cow tilt. Cat tilt, and then a cow tilt. Okay, so then we're going to do a knee lift. Okay, so if you're on the floor, you're going to come to your hands and knees, which you might have done already, do your cat-cow. If you're on the chair, you can stand up from the chair now, and we're going to come to the wall. So you can do this with the wall if you need the support by tucking the knee in and then stretching it back. So this is like a three-legged cat pose. So if you're on the floor, you're on the hands and one knee, and then you're stretching the leg back and tucking the knee in, okay? So if you're not using the wall, it's tuck the knee in, take it back behind you. Tuck the knee in, take it back behind you. 3 times each side. Good, and then come back to neutral, and then take the knee in and back. Tuck it in and back. And it's fine to use the wall. Tuck it in and back. Okay, release that. And then we'll do some hip circles. So if you're seated, if you're on your hands and knees, you can stay there and you can just do hip circles from your cat. So we're just leaning one way, leaning the other way, or you can do full-on circles, or I think of them kind of like barrel rolls a little bit, but it's more the hips that are moving than the spine this time. Hip circles, hip swings, I think we used to call them classical yoga. Okay, and then let that go, come back to neutral, wherever that neutral is for you. If you're seated on the floor, you can come back into an easy seat or into hero pose, seated on the calves. If you're using the chair, you can sit back down if you like. We're going to do the hands now, okay? So let's take a big stretch of the left wrist. So you're pulling the hand back, and then we'll do the other side, pulling the hand back. I like to bring the fingers right into it, so thumb, everything. And then we're going to make swan heads. So make a pair of swans, right? And you're really touching the fingertips to the thumb, and then you're taking the fingers towards the forearm, towards the inner forearm. Nice. Okay. And then let's do some circles with the wrists. Other way. Make circles. And then we're going to make tight fists. Tight, tight, tight. Spread the fingers as wide as you can. Fists. Spread. Fists. Spread. Nice. Okay. So let's do the elbows. So let's take the arms in front of us. Bend the hands towards the shoulders. extend the elbows, flex the elbows, extend, flex, extend, flex. Leave the hands on the elbows. We'll do some shoulder circles, down and around. Get up high like you're shrugging the shoulders, and down and high and down. Other way, just to see the difference, how you feel it differently. Good, let that go. Okay, so we'll take the hands above us, and then we'll swing them back. Hands above. Good, and then swing them back behind you. Good, and again, get really long, reach high, and then back behind you. Okay, let that go. Okay, let's do some, I want to do a little bit of a side bend here. So we're going to take the right hand up, left hand can stay on the hip, and lean over to the left. So really stretching through this outer hip, not just the rib cage. Good. Come all the way up. Release that. We'll do the left side. Left hand up, stretching over to the right. Good, and then bring it all the way up. All right, and then we'll do a little bit of a twist. So if you're seated in the chair or sitting on the floor, right, it's just a seated twist. You can rotate to the left. If you're standing, you can do swings. So you could do this movement seated as well. It might not just get as much rotation, and that's okay, because we're actually lifting the heel up a little bit when we rotate side to side. You can change the height of the arms. Let that go. And now we'll work on the neck, okay? So coming up to the neck. So just find an easy stance or an easy seat. Relax the shoulders. We'll take the right ear to the right shoulder. We'll take it all the way up. We'll take the left ear to the left shoulder. All the way up. Then we're going to take the chin to the chest. Good. And then we're going to get really long in the neck. Now I want you to think length of the neck. So lengthen up, not lifting the chin. It's the top of the head lifting. And then you're going to reach your chin forward. Your ears and your chin go forward. They're not lifting, they're moving forward. Okay, and then we're going to shift it back. All the way back. So keep going. Ears go back. So you're making like a double chin. So you're not tucking the chin, you're just moving the ears back. And then release that. And then once again, think axial extensions. Reach down through your seat, like feel your tail reach down, and feel the back of the top of your head reaching up as if someone's pulling you up. So the ears are still slightly moving back. Belly's relaxed. And the head is lengthening, the spine is lengthening, axial extension, getting length through the spine, down and up. Good, and then release. And then we'll do just a simple little balance. We're going to inhale the arms up as we lift the heels off the floor. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift up. If you're seated, no worries, stay seated, don't come back up. And once more up, because we're all going to finish here. So just pause, feel your feet on the floor, your sit bones on the floor if you're seated on the floor, and just pause. So I'm just really happy to be able to share practices that you can do from different abilities every day. So sometimes, you know, we may injured our ankle or whatever, you might have a chronic illness. You want to be able to still find movement and not be limited to one way of doing it. Now let's take 3 breaths to finish. Inhaling, exhaling. 2 more breaths like that, like nice full present breathing. So if you like, you can lay down and do a relaxation on the floor or lean against your chair back and pause there. If you're standing and you want to come down to a chair or to the floor, you're welcome to do that. And continue on and just relax for a bit. For the rest of you, I'm going to finish here for the day, and thank you very much for joining me again, and have a great day.